So, you can see from the title that yesterday, unfortunately, Ellie died.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, when this guy's video of him crying over his dog came up on my subscription feed, a creepy smile did come up on my face. Dan, that dog's in hell. That dog is in hell right now.
So they just kept calling these pizza places and trying to send them to my house, attempting to call my mother in her sleep or whatever. These guys were trying to get in contact with my family. They were trying to harass me.
Someone from the UTTP just straight up inspect elemented one of Dano's tweets and changed it to an incredibly inappropriate and vulgar message. Several fake accounts posing as Riggy, Dano's side character, started sending people gore and inappropriate imagery on Twitter. As of lately, the bots have turned to doxing, which is what convinced me to make this video.
From doxing countless people, including me numerous times, to openly manipulating women into cutting themselves, to sending pizzas to people's houses to intimidate them, to even slandering numerous big content creators, the UTTP, or YouTube Troll Police for short, is one of the most toxic and cancerous communities on YouTube currently by far. At this point, they've been around for numerous years, but it wasn't until they started gaining a lot of popularity for the past few months that I really started to see these accounts pop up more frequently and understand their degeneracy more. You see, the YouTube Troll Police have gotten notoriety recently by doxing, harassing, and defaming massive content creators such as voice actors for shows such as Murder Drones and The Amazing Digital Circus, while also harassing members inside of the respective fandoms too. In an older video I made, I picked up on how they doxed and harassed Gooseworks, the creator of The Amazing Digital Circus, because she was transgender, and in another video I covered how the UTTP forged tweets of Michael Kovac, the voice actor for Jax, who is a character in The Amazing Digital Circus, to frame him as some sort of predator, in which led to Michael eventually making a response on Twitter, obviously debunking the false information and fake tweets made on him. And ever since that video came out publicly on my channel, the UTTP have been targeting me purposefully and have exponentially ramped up their harassment campaign against me. And for the past few months, I've had to meticulously ban hundreds of these accounts from spam commenting on my channel, as well as having to deal with UTTP members forging fake tweets of me which were slandering me as some type of predator, as well as having to deal with UTTP hate channels based on solely attacking me too. But scummiest of all is when I was notified by many of my subscribers, and thank you to them for telling me about this, that UTTP members were attempting to dox me and release my personal information of mine publicly online. For those who don't know, doxing is illegal, especially in my country, and not only have they done this to countless other people before, but now they were doing it to me. There were numerous videos up with my full personal information which YouTube didn't bother taking down at all, and they contained thousands upon thousands of views, literally putting me and my family in danger. Degenerates online, who were detractors of mine, were actually saying it was a rare W from the UTTP to have doxed and harassed me, but luckily I managed to report these videos and got them all taken down. But what was ridiculous is how these videos weren't taken down anytime sooner. Some were literally up for numerous weeks to a month. But if you don't think that's already degenerate enough for them to do, it gets so much worse from here. Because a high-ranking member of the UTTP community called Defender was a figurehead who posted dox videos of my information that I eventually strike down. However, he has a much darker history than you may assume. Screenshots came out showing him gloating about manipulating what I can presume to be grown women, cutting his initials into their leg and body, literally encouraging these women to self-harm, in some kind of disgusting cult he is dedicated towards himself to feed his ego. The fact this guy is proud of doing this disgusting behavior perfectly encapsulates how twisted these people's morals are and their sadistic tendencies and behavior. The fact this is only one UTTP member as well makes you really wonder what the others are doing as well. Keep in mind too, this is the same kind of group of people that unironically were laughing when DanTDM's dog passed away, not trolling about it by the way, they were genuinely laughing, and they were finding some kind of amusement in the death of this animal. Or even worse, they literally upload a public video on YouTube mocking the euthanasia of a dog and its owner crying over its lifeless body, in which is absolutely morbid to even go over. And I'm sure many of you now know after listing all of this information that their immorality knows no bounds. Defender and his buddies too were also the same people that actively went ahead to intimidate, dox, and harass a YouTuber named Nift too. Here's what Nift had to say about the situation as well. Okay, so Nift, explain your personal experience with the UTTP and what they've done to you.
So essentially, like, I've never heard of them whatsoever before. I got put in a group chat with Delta because they wanted to talk to me. But these guys like literally were sending me pizzas, so they just kept calling these pizza places and trying to send them to my house, attempting to call my mother in her sleep or whatever. These guys were trying to get in contact with my family. They were trying to harass me and do whatever, but then it kind of just stopped from there.
So essentially, they decided to threaten Nift and his friends and post what they believed to be Nift's address, got in a VC and started showing people that they were actively sending numerous pizzas to his address, and then gave instructions to the pizza man to knock on Nift's door and yell, "David, your food is here," because if you didn't know, David is his first name, in some sick, crude attempt to basically intimidate and provoke Nift, because these people literally have nothing better to do. And this behavior is reflected throughout the entire UTTP community, from allegations of them posting gore links in Discord servers to archived screenshots of these UTTP cronies encouraging their Discord servers with hundreds of people to spam death threats to children and to attack and harass them, and this consequently got their entire Discord server justifiably banned. However, a new server came right back up not long later. Now, regarding this server, as soon as you join, you are greeted with a spam channel which any user who isn't a certified UTTP member is only allowed to message here, and the messages in it are just the run-of-the-mill edgy, gross, disgusting rage-bait comments made by aspiring UTTP members and trolls, and also high-ranking UTTP members as well. These comments range from them talking about liking cheese pizza, to making racist comments, or just flat-out posting people's docs information. However, these channels with these messages are consistently purged, so they can basically just make whatever wild comments they want, and it won't be logged, and you can't get them taken down because they'll just continue to keep clearing these messages, therefore also preventing the server from being taken down too for having horrible moderation. And God only knows what is being sent in these locked channels where they only invite UTTP members. But anyway, upon my arrival there, I get bombarded by the UTTP degenerates, essentially just private messaging me with slanderous remarks, comments telling me to game end myself, or just flat out posting my docs information to me, or after the quote-unquote leader of the server was having a little bit of a temper tantrum in the main announcements channel about my arrival. And that's how you can tell this guy probably has the mental cognitivity of a goldfish, if this guy is going head over heels because a Roblox YouTuber has joined his trashy server. And even worse though, is that when I confronted this guy, the quote-unquote leader of the server, about one of their high-ranking members, Defender, who I've spoken about earlier, having manipulated women into cutting his name in their skin, this guy right here literally states, well, you gotta blame the women in this situation. Ah yes guys, blame the women, but not the guy who openly brags and admitted about manipulating possibly mentally ill people into self-harming. What a great take these guys have. And I don't even think this was just some elaborate troll, I genuinely think that this is what he thinks. But anyway, the main take we can have regarding these people who stoop low enough to create bot replies in YouTubers' comment sections to milk attention and raid people's Discord servers is that these guys need to be talked about, and their degenerate actions need to be told and addressed, because this isn't just some tame run-of-the-mill troll group, because I'm sure I've only covered the tip of the iceberg regarding their degeneracy, but with already what I've listed, they've done numerous crimes, and this group makes hundreds of jokes about liking CP, so they must certainly have some darker undertones here. Just a quick interjection, because this is just insane, but a little update. Someone in the UTTP server just admitted to having CP and sextorting a 12-year-old, and then posted the video completely unsolicited randomly in my DMs, which I reported, and then I confronted them about it in the server, and they were like, okay, in response to me literally calling them a pedophile for having this stuff on their hard drive and distributing it, and then they literally have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever, and then openly make another comment right here in reply to someone stating, I sent you videos and photos of me getting girls to cut my initials on them deep and making them kill and abuse animals for me. Like, I'm stunned how this server is openly facilitating people like this inside it. Like, literally 10 minutes ago I said there's way more to this massive iceberg of degeneracy, and then this just comes out of nowhere and does this shit. It's insane, and I really urge everyone to go on Cybertip and report this person and this Discord account for having those messages, for having that stuff on their hard drive. Get this person arrested, because this person is a threat to society. They are absolutely sadistic. Like, I cannot believe that this stuff is happening. And people are going to be like, oh, you're giving attention to trolls. Like, these aren't trolls, these are criminals being openly defended in the server by these UTTP people, and this stuff needs to be called out ASAP. I also want to mention how another UTTP account posted disgusting illegal images in my DMs, in which I then subsequently reported, and you should too as well. Here's the tag of the account, which you should report to Cybertip. But with the sheer amount of these people possessing such content, it's pretty easy to assume that the problem in the UTTP community is much larger, and this group is more degenerate than we truly suspected. All in all, I can just hope that with enough reports that these guys can get arrested for possessing this disgusting content, and we can slowly chip away at the degeneracy this community upholds. And the whole moral of the story that I want to illustrate is that people need to collectively report these accounts, as I've certainly been doing for a while as well, because they have literally doxed countless people at this point, and ignoring them won't do anything if they continue to maintain these large platforms that they have accumulated, because they use bases like their Discord server to consistently wage harassment campaigns on smaller creators. So reporting them would be the most efficient thing to do in this situation, and also addressing and cataloging their degenerate actions. And all of that would be more beneficial than just flat out ignoring them and letting them be someone else's problem, only carrying on the cycle of unmitigated harassment and detriment. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you did find this video informative and overall just dislike the UTTP, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and watch my other videos too. And if this situation does develop, I'll be sure to make some update videos as well to the situation. And obviously this video is not intended for cyberbullying, hate or harassment or anything like that. This is just an educational and informative video going over the entire situation as a whole, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.